Chapter 1. Stranger in the Forest. The cry brought the tall young ranger abruptly from his kneeling position beside the rushing stream. His hood was flung off his head, revealing dark hair and dark, keen eyes. His hand went to his side, where his sword hung from his thick, ruffled belt. The shout came again, calling Edramir, ranger of the north, to the side of his faithful men. Snatching up his belt knife where it was lying near at hand, Edramir broke into a strong run, dodging beneath limb and between brush, the worn leather of his boots pounding the trodden earth of the forest floor. He came upon a small company of rangers, 7 in all. Someone was in the half-circle of the men. A figure, an elf, Edramir realized suddenly as he came closer. He was found beneath the brush. Aladia, Edramir's second-in-command, reported as his captain came into view. He is badly wounded, it seems, and he struggled when we brought him forth. Edramir knelt before the elf, lying against a shriveled tree trunk, his breathing harsh and labored. One glance at him told the ranger that this elf had been cruelly treated. His tunic was ragged and stained. Deeply encrusted blood, dirt, and sweat marred the thin fabrics. His long, golden-brown hair hung matted and coarse over his shoulders, and his face was an image of pain, grey pallor, and fear. As Edramir dropped to his heels, the eyes opened for a brief moment, and the ranger was met with a gaze filled by pain and stunned by fear. Gently he placed a hand on the trembling shoulder. "What is your name? Where do you come from?" It seemed almost a strange greeting for one lying so weak and blooded, but caution is of a ranger's first line of thought, and Edramir did not make the inquiries in an insisting or harsh manner. The elf stirred slightly at his voice. His blue gaze blinked once or twice, and a new flicker of fear passed his features, but he said nothing. Edramir shifted slightly on his booted heels, and his voice moved into the musical tone of the elder. "Magavanen, Ianathnin Edramir." He watched the elf's face carefully, closely while he spoke these words of greeting, and something of wary understanding and near hope passed the elf's features. His lips parted slightly, perhaps trying to speak, perhaps something else. One of the rangers stepped forward to hand Edramir a flask of water. The ranger captain bent to apply the leather opening to the lips of the weakened being. "He would take nothing from us earlier," another of the rangers noted. "We did not think to try the Elvish language." Edramir shook his head. "He must not speak common. He looks to be one of the wood elves, but—" he shook his head. "He must be one of a hidden clan if he cannot understand my words." He waited a moment while the elf drank slowly from the flask, weariness still marking his actions. When the elf lowered the leather bottle, Edramir placed a gentle hand on his arm. "Many in Athleen." He understood the question. That could not be hidden from Edramir's keen gaze. Yet he hesitated, his own searching blue eyes flicking over the ranger captain and the ones behind him. "Citadel." The word was spoken thickly and almost choked in the harsh chorus of the elf's throat. But Edramir felt that surge of relieved victory that one feels when at last the ill child one is watching over in the night waits with clear gaze and fever-broken brow. He shifted slightly nearer and moved his hand to Citadel's shoulder. "Magavanen, Citadel." He allowed a moment and then pressed gently. "Mas Dotha?" Citadel did not answer, as Edramir felt a fear that he wouldn't. There was something that this elf feared greatly, something that was holding him back from trust and speech. The ranger tried one more time. "Mas Minel?" It was done. Edramir stood to his feet, turning as he did so. "Bring me a cloak, some food. I will speak with him more later. He must be kept warm and his wounds must be tended to." He bent once more to the wary blue gaze of the elf. "Avalasta," he said gently. The gaze seemed to withdraw into a kind of trust, and then the elf nodded slowly, leaned back against the tree, inclined his head, and yielded to the whim of the unconscious. Aladia brought a spare cloak. The ranger captain covered the stranger in his warm folds and left him to his rest. Magavanen, Ianathnin Edramir, Mani Anathleen. Citadel. Magavanen Citadel. Mas Dotha, Mas Minel, Uastan, Athalasta.